Yo, Swing, what's flopping, man? We have you've probably seen a few of my posts today about this, eh? Like this is literally shocking, man. There's a number of things that are going to be happening in the next little bit. Shout out to Isaiah. How do you pronounce that name again? Isaiah. Isaiah. Shout out to Isaiah, man. I knew one of you guys in school. So there you go. But shout out to Isaiah, man. He's new here. We have lots to discuss. People are literally shocked. Let me hold that down. Hold on a sec. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna go live on what happened to this guy? Okay, hold on. Yeah, dialed it is, dude. Nice. Yeah, it is full capacity right now. Is the pizza index full blast right now, dude? Let me know, dialed. Yesterday it was. Today it probably is too. Okay, let me just grab. Okay, so I'm gonna go live on Instagram real quick to tell everyone that we are live here, and we'll get right into this Greenland stuff because this is freaking shocking, man. Really, eh? Well, Swing, it's funny because this whole pizza thing, it's like there's another pizza theory, but we won't talk about that. I mean, we could on Rumble, but I'm on Instagram right now. So, what's going on, everyone? So, this is a like literally imperative information because so many people right now are going to be either rooting for or they are fully against this whole Greenland thing and Canada becoming a 51st state. And I already know a bunch of people from Ontario and Alberta who are like, well, you know what? Like becoming part of the states actually wouldn't be so bad. Like maybe we'll have more freedoms, maybe this, that, or the other. There's a serious agenda behind this that is not discussed. Bilbo Baggins, great username, man. I I'm not even here to debate. I'm gonna tell you on Rumble. We're live on Rumble right now. The absolute 100% truth about what is going on between Greenland, Canada, Mexico too, Central America, Venezuela, and Colombia. And dude, I'm not like you think I'm sitting here going like this is great. Just listen. And this isn't even about a do not comply or comply thing. We got to understand what really is going on here. So we are live on Rumble right now. This guy thinks I'm like hyping up. So you guys aren't even. Some of you guys aren't quite paying attention. But listen, we're live on Rumble right now, which is free to download, free speech, free to watch, and we go live there as opposed to here because I've gotten strikes before on the live on Instagram. We need to discuss the Greenland thing and also these ICE protests, which the USPS sent out a shocking memo, which is very strange and we should all be aware of. So we're going to be doing a deep dive on that on my Rumble channel. It's at the link in my bio. If you click the link in my profile, you'll see that there's a link tree. The like third link on that is the Rumble link, which is the free speech platform where I stream on. So, and again, we don't stream on here because I got strikes for talking about the literally most vanilla stuff, like nothing hardcore. And still, we get, unfortunately, strikes on it. So come on over to Rumble right now if you want to hear a deep dive. I get some of you enjoy just like a quick 45-second dopamine hit from a reel, but if you want a deep dive on this stuff that's going on, that's what we do on Rumble. I know, dude, Pasilius, I know exactly what you're talking about, dude. I've heard the same thing, but something strange is going on that I think is going over most people's heads. You know how it's easier to fool people than convince them that they have been fooled? That's kind of where we're at. So come on over to Rumble. I hope to see you guys there. Kaylee said, why is there always a fire in that back photo? It's not actually the photo that is on fire, of course, and it's actually a plate. We have a lovely fire burning there, so that's what's reflecting off of the plate. That's refraction. Okay, shout out to Afterbang, man. Dude, Afterbang, come to Rumble, dude. We're live right now. Okay, we'll see you guys there. Shout out to Type Shit 85. Type Shit. Oh, man. Some of these guys got the craziest usernames. Okay, what's going on? No, we wouldn't, Butterdog. We wouldn't. That is a total dude. That is why. Listen, Butterdog said you'd be more free though. No, um, because in Canada, if it became the 51st state, the justification for controlling Venezuela right now is about the cartel, is about drug trafficking. If any of you read the book, surely most of you, many of you know about Gary Webb, who wrote a book about who the real traffickers are, right? The justification, it's problem, reaction, solution. They create a problem. Venezuela is a hub of trafficking, all the shit's going on. We need to control it. But literally in 1930 something, we had the shocking information come out about the plan to make the North American Union, which is the European Union, but in North America. So they always have to give a reason and a justification for, and I say they, I don't mean the US, I mean this global cult, which is doing the same thing in Europe. There was a reason they needed the European Union. And what's the result of the European Union, which they said was going to bring this, that, or the other? It's going to fix all these problems. Well, they created the problems and with a predetermined solution. The predetermined solution was unite, quote unquote, all these countries, which gives broad sweeping powers to the few and less options for the many. And this is what is just history repeating itself and part of this plan. So we're going to do a deep dive on this. There's lots to discuss because there's so much. It's information warfare really that's going on right now. I wanted to mention before we fully get into it that you guys have may see my stories today. I posted about you guys saw me drinking that blue drink, right? We're actually giving away Chalk, CHOQ is giving away freebies on tonight's live, especially because we have this World War III stuff on the horizon. And if there was a World War III, we know that we've seen PSYOP after PSYOP after PSYOP, including all these geopolitical events, which there is always an angle to. What better time to be at peak mental function and peak brain function than when an information warfare is afoot? So Chalk has agreed to give away some freebies on the live. They may, we'll talk about the chat mode in a second. We got organic blue spirulina in here and organic caffeine. It's super detoxing. It's delicious. Chalk is giving away freebies on the live. The Chalk Lit Powder, which is the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, with 150 milligrams of that's actually the Chad mode that has 150 milligrams of organic caffeine per scoop. But the Chalk Lit Powder is organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which is narrowly missing the Bolivia is just below Colombia there. It's not quite going to be a part of the North American Union. It's going to be a part of a different dominion. But anyway, the chocolate powder, $100 value, organic, certified, genetically tested to be heirloom. So this is the original cacao, super detoxing and delicious. And this is getting included in orders on tonight's live. And I'll give you all the details. The Chadmo, though, that I mentioned, this is one of the most potent detoxifying agents in the natural world. It's got the organic blue spirulina, which binds to free radicals, phthalates, microplastics, pesticides, all kinds of crazy contaminants, and excretes it out of the body. Plus, it has that organic caffeine that's cold water extracted from green coffee beans, which, you know, if you know anything about caffeinated beverages and pre-workouts, they contain synthetic caffeine, which they grow in a lab, which is freaking shocking. And it's the same thing with what you got aspartame, which comes from the feces of genetically modified E. coli. Like, this is a chemical and spiritual assault on humanity in the form of the food and water supply. So you do want to be detoxing. I drink this stuff every day. It literally whitened my eyes. I have before and after photos in my stories about how the blue spirulina, what it did. I mean, it is shocking. I'll tell you the story. The way the deal works, though, is that if you go to chalk.com, which I just put in the chat, that's choq.com, and you add a male or female vitality stack to your cart, which is a combination of superfoods that Chalk specially hand selected to be in conjunction with one another. The male stack has the hot water purified shilajit, it's got the organic ashwagandha, and it has the certified wildcrafted tomcat ali in it, which is hormones, fertility, detoxification, and it boosts sperm count and sperm motility, so it's super pro-fertile. In the female stack, you have the hot water purified shilajit, which is clinically studied to boost brain cell production. It's called neurogenesis. It also is super detoxing and is pro-fertile. The third one in the female stack is the wild-crafted Irish moss, which comes from Nova Scotia, as opposed to the mass-produced farmed Irish moss, which mostly comes from the Caribbean, and they farm it there, and it's got all kinds of microplastics in it. Every single one of Chalk's superfoods and adaptogens and supplements do have something different to them, which you do not find in the conventional stuff. I'll tell you more about it. But the way that this deal works, Chalk is giving away 3 or 4 bags of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, $100 value in your carts tonight. If you go to chalk.com and add the male or female Vitality Stack subscription to your cart, which has all those superfoods, and you apply the discount code 44LIFE, 44LIFE, that gives you a lifetime discount of 44%, almost 50% off, and you will automatically receive the $100 bag of chocolate powder included in your order. So that is, again, chalk.com, CHOQ.com. They ship out of Georgia. They're based in Texas. They're founded in Texas. They got an all-American customer service team, and they have over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. So when I talk to you guys about all these different theories, I mean, I'm not even going to call them theories. Like, we're hitting the nail on the head here, buddy. This is why we got deleted in 2021. But you got to be careful. That's why we use Rumble to convey the full message rather than full bore discussing it on Instagram. But the shocking thing is that right now, when we have RFK trying to ban fluoride, I don't know if any of that has been actualized, and we have at the same time the EPA just approved a new pesticide that has forever chemicals in it. Like, we're talking about politics, but it's interesting that I don't hear much being discussed about genetically modified food anymore in the mainstream. It's not mentioned. But if you actually study and research what's going on with our food supply today, the elephant in the room is patenting our food. It's them owning our food, the seeds of the food that they want to grow, that their corporations grow and farm and feed us, is like a serious elephant in the room. They own the seed, dude. Every single, you got people in Ireland who are growing food for thousands of years. All of a sudden, the government wants to own the genome of the plants that they're growing. Same thing in Canada. There was a guy in Saskatchewan who was growing heirloom organic wheat. His next door neighbor was growing GMO wheat. The GMO pollen, the wind blew the GMO pollen into his organic field, and Monsanto set him a cease and desist, or not even a cease and desist. They are suing him because they genetically tested his field of wheat and found their patented product, the gene sequence that had cross-pollinated into his field. They were suing him for like selling his product, like their product. Monsanto owns it and he's selling it, so he's stealing from them, blah, blah, blah. They sued him. Does that sound like a company that's interested in health and wellness and blah, 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 blah? Like, it's evil. It's a diabolical. So anyways, that's going on. We need to be detoxing, rebuilding our DNA. I wanted to mention too that it's interesting that we go to school our whole lives, and I can tell you that I don't know how much school teaches us about the importance of the 102 minerals that make up the human body, and how today, with our current food supply, even if you're eating 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. And every single mineral is supposed to ignite a different biological process in the body, and is supposed to, every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. So even if you're literally fully organic, going to the store, only buying organic shit, which I don't know how many of us fully are organic, you're still getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So what does that do with your DNA? What does that do to help detoxification? Not much. Minerals are supposed to support detoxification pathways. They can't if you're not getting them. And then the cool thing is, if you're taking the Shilajit, the Irish moss, or the chalk daily, which all have super high concentrations of bioavailable minerals, or the chalk minerals. So it's chalk Shilajit, chalk Irish moss, chalk daily, which has the Shilajit in it. Those are the top 3. If you're getting those, you're actually absorbing more nutrients from the food you're already eating now. The same food you're eating now, you would get more nutrients from if you were taking the Shilajit, the Irish moss, or the chalk minerals. They're super high in bioavailable minerals. Apparently, a bunch of people are on the site right now, by the way, so you want to make sure that you apply. So you go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, add the male or female Vitality Stack subscription to your cart, which is those combinations of superfoods I mentioned, which are conveniently put together to help consolidate people's supplement regimens. Then you apply that discount code 44LIFE, 44LIFE, on the subscription. You get a 44% off lifetime discount, and you get the $100 bag of heirloom organic cacao from Bolivia included in your order automatically. You won't see it on your You won't see the free lit on your actual order form, but it will be included when it's packed up. So keep that in mind. And of course, by the way, you can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And I want to read Dialed's message, but just give me a sec. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. But keep in mind the clinically studied benefits, because there are literally, what is there, over 100? Someone, if anyone from Chalk is listening to right now, we got what, 11 clinical studies on the Shilajit, 23 clinical studies on the Tongkat Ali, um, um, 43 or 46 clinical studies on the ashwagandha. Like we got, I'm pretty sure we have over 100 clinical studies. All those studies would take a multi day live feed to go through with all the science there. But what I'm saying is those studies are based on consistent consumption, not just a quick little dose of it. You want to get it into, this is something you want to incorporate into your lifestyle. Dial said, isn't it crazy that God has created this realm where only naturally formed molecules work, and man-made derived molecules using processes with highly toxic substances and chemicals is inferior? It is interesting, dude, because it's interesting the way you put it, because yes, like synthetics are never as good to my knowledge or without significant side effects. Like there's a trade-off. Like you could say like synthetic testosterone, for example, like, oh, like it hits faster and harder than if you just like went outside and had bare feet on the ground and ate, lots of healthy foods and blah, blah, blah. But the side effects are a little bit shocking. I mean, so yeah, that is interesting. I mean, it's almost like if you go against nature, you'll get stung. You know what I mean? So that is a very interesting point, man. Dialed said, absorbic acid naturally derived in fruits is superior to the industrial absorbic acid derived from Aspergillus niger black mold. That's right. And whoever, by the way, thought that it was a good idea to take Aspergillus niger and derive and then genetically modify it. What is the genetically modified black mold one? The genetically modified E. coli makes aspartame. The genetically modified black mold um, makes, there's aspartame, and what's the other one it makes? Citric acid. One of them, you guys will know what I'm talking about. There's two different things where they just did something real crazy, dude. And I can't imagine anyone sane who would do something like that. Like if I'm trying to make food additives and I work for a big company, like do you think it's a wise idea to like picture this? You're a food company and you're like, yo, let's make our food like super. Well, this isn't actually what they sat down and thought. They sat down and thought, how do we make our food as addicting as possible? And someone thought up, what will happen if we take aborted fetal cells, replicate them in a petri dish, put them into the food? Will that make people chemically addicted or have some type of effect on them? Like it's almost like, is that a bit, it's not necessarily cannibalistic, but consuming an aborted human, but here's the thing. There's no aborted fetal cells in the food. This is what I got a fact check on a long time ago. They take aborted fetal cells, they replicate them, and then they use what they grew off of them to add to the food. So, in fact, when I made a post specifically talking about the difference, um, when I made a post specifically saying, guys, there's not actually aborted fetal cells in your food, but it's a cell derived. It's derived from an aborted fetal cell lining. They still applied the fact check as if I had said there is legit aborted fetal cells in the food. But you know what's hilarious? Even that fact check, even them saying, no, there's not aborted fetal cells. Like we're not putting aborted fetuses and little pieces of them into your food. We took an aborted fetal cell lining from a 1990s or 1980s aborted baby, and we've been growing that in a lab ever since, and we're putting that in the food. Like that's any fucking better. Like that's not even more Frankenstein-y. Like, you know what I mean? So they make a fact check because they want to censor and suppress anything that makes people question the institutions and whatnot. But it's just very interesting that that does not really help their case, to be honest. You know what I mean? So, Dialed said GMO corn that is then decomposed to create black mold. Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy, dude. Dude, Dialed actually is dialed, man. Dialed literally is dialed. Look what he just said. I didn't realize. Oh, so it's black mold from GMO corn. Interesting. I thought they took black mold and genetically modified it. But no, they took genetically modified corn and then grew black mold off of it. Interesting, man. Dude, dialed is actually that's a great username for someone who's like dropping facts in the chat. Obviously, you're paying attention. Um, yeah, that's exactly right, Cliff Diver. That is crazy. Apparently, a whole bunch of people are on the site right now. By the way, hold on a second. Let me double check. Boom, bang, bing. Dude, so yes, there is a bunch of people on the site right now. If you were on the website choq.com and you're one of the first 3 or 4 people who grab the male or female vitality stack subscription and you add it to your cart and you apply the discount code 44life, that's 44life, you get a lifetime 44% off discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And you're going to be getting the free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia included in your order automatically. So if you're on the site and you're one of the first few people, make sure you put that discount code 44life, 44life, on your on the coupon code section of your order, and you will automatically, you're not going to see it added to your cart, but it's going to be physically placed into your package. Boom, you're getting the free bag of lit powder. Um, that's right, Thrax, exactly, dude, which is very strange and shocking, man. Hold on a sec. Um, I've read a few things about the types of things they put in McDonald's patty meat and how there isn't enough cows in the whole country. Dude, listen, I'm not even gonna, I don't think I'll make a post about that again because, like, it's too impossible to, like, let's say we found out the exact number of cows that are actually in the world and how much meat is produced. And let's say we were able to actually fully determine factually that there is not enough beef to make this amount of burgers or whatever. Like, that is still, they would dispute that in 2 seconds. We'll never know, but we know that people are blowing the whistle. And I would not be surprised at all after seeing the movie Soylent Green that there could be something like that going on. In fact, I would probably bet a lot on it that they are doing that, which is harrowing. I know it is a shocking thought, but this is just more of the importance to detox. I mean, I've eaten McDonald's many times in the past, and I would sooner eat something that's known to be fully GMO than eat anything from McDonald's. Even though the McDonald's shit is GMO too, I don't want the black magic cannibalistic black magic side of things. I'd rather just go full GMO and then my DNA will repair. Here's the thing. This whole summer, I stacked like 20 cords of wood. And every morning, wake up, take a nice meditation, deep breath, and then go outside and start splitting, cutting, stacking, dragging logs around, using the four-wheeler to bring them up to the lean-to. And the whole time, we're eating organically, but I'm still doing like 2 to 4 scoops a day of the Chad mode because it has that blue spirulina in it. And because when I found out how many of us have atrazine and glyphosate in our bloodstream and our organs, like it deposits, it's a shocking chemical. Both of those are. I decided that it is worth it to consistently be detoxing and consistently be decalcifying my pineal gland because when they do a heavy spray day and all of a sudden we see a million planes flying around the sky, dumping all kinds of crazy stuff. Um, like, yeah, it should remind us that it's important to be detoxing. So I'm taking the Chad mode all summer, which has that blue spirulina in it. And come fall, I'm looking at my face on the face camera as I'm recording a video. And I'm thinking, hold on, why do my eyes look so white? Like, is it the lighting or something? Dude, blue spirulina. I look up the benefits. it literally has compounds in it, which is shown or proven or studied to it be extremely beneficial to eye health. So, like vision, for one, yes, but it's also super detoxifying. Your eyes reflect what's going on in your body with iridology. So I wondered what came first, the chicken or the egg? Did my eyeballs get whiter because my body was getting more detoxed? Or did my eyeballs get whiter because blue spirulina is so good for your eyes? But at the same time, it's also detoxing you. It's definitely both. Like blue spirulina is great for your eyes. It may whiten them, and then it also detoxes you, which also would be reflected in healthy whites of your eyes as well. You know, so Cliff Diver says, "Does everyone in the chat know what church that the McDonald's family belongs to? Is it the Scientology?" Thrax said, and then he said, "The Church of Satan." Really, dude? Are you freaking serious, man? That is shocking, bro. If that's true. Corpus said, "McDonald's family is an Illuminati bloodline." Really, eh? I wouldn't put it past them, man. Think of how many bajillions of people have eaten McDonald's. And people were celebrating, I remember in like 2016 and 17, about how all these McDonald's are shutting down in the US and Canada. But at the same time, like twice that number of McDonald's were getting built and set up in like Asia. So they're not exactly going down just yet, which is shocking. We're going to talk about Greenland in 2 seconds. I just wanted to mention congratulations to the guy who just ordered a male vitality stack at chalk.com. He got the Chalk Daily, which boosts total testosterone 21% in 90 days. It increases sperm count and sperm motility. It's clinically studied to boost muscle mass, muscle endurance, and muscle recovery. It's super detoxing. It also has that shilajit in it, which one of the studies is that it induces or supports neurogenesis, which is neuro is neuron and genesis is generate. So it actually supports the production of new brain cells, which is how you get better memory, concentration, and focus while you're taking it. So he got the daily. He also got the ashwagandha, which is in the male and female vitality stack at chalk.com, which I just put in the chat. That's choq.com. And check it out quickly because someone just scooped this up. The ashwagandha is clinically studied to boost melatonin production. So you get 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. It's a hormone optimizer and it's a fertility booster. And ours is organic, whereas most ashwagandha is farmed in China. And then the third one that he got, because he got the male vitality stack, he's getting the Tomcat 100 as well, which is certified wildcrafted Tomcat Ali, which has 23 clinical studies. It boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days. It is a superfood. You're going to freaking love it. And that's in the male stack. So congratulations to who got the male stack. And then because he got it on the live at choq.com and used the code 44life, it dropped the price almost 50% off. And he's getting the free $100 bag of the chocolate organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia included in his order. So shout out to who just got the stack. That means we have 2 or 3 bags left of the chocolate powder to give away on the live. I recommend going full blown male or female vitality stack at chalk.com and also checking out the Chad mode, which is in the performance stack. So the Chad mode, I do highly recommend for all the benefits I mentioned. You can get that in the performance stack, and that counts for the freebie as well. So if you go to chalk.com and you put that discount code 44life on there, massive discount, and you get the free lit powder. um, yeah, Swing, there's like a couple good, I got sent a couple good, I guess preachers, but like are legit that aren't just kind of willy-nillying. I'll tell you about it in 2 seconds. Dial said another good male vitality, semen retention. Keep it locked in, brothers. Dude, 100%, man. 100%. We should do a full-blown semen deep dive on the live, man. That's like Wayfair making the commercial. There's people in the cake like 2 months ago after selling. Oh, dude, I remember that, man. That was crazy, dude. That was freaking wild, bro. Hold on, I gotta grab my water. I'll be literally like 7 seconds. Stand by. Corpus said, Shane, my female stack subscription order is a week late. Am I still going to get the cacao powder? I'm being patient. I just want to know if I'll still get the cacao powder. Corpus, if you order during like the discount or whatever, then 100%. But do you mean like it renewed, or like specify your question? Hold on a sec. Dialed, I hear a few different things. Like, I know a guy who is like literally can recite to you like the years, dates, times, and is pretty confident that like he fully believes in Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and God, and is well versed in it all. But he doesn't attend churches because he believes there's some angle to them. I'm not saying don't go to church. Um, but so there's some people who are fully in it but don't go to church, and then there's some people who are fully in it and go to church. But I don't think there's a right or wrong way. Keep in mind, at the end of this whole thing, he'll be the ultimate judge, and all you can do is uh, submit to him and be saved, and then boom, bang, bang, or don't, and then he'll also be judging upon that. Like, I was thinking, kids, right? Well, he's the ultimate judge. He will judge if they are to be saved or not, and they are obviously too young to know to how the whole process works, right? Um, yeah, exactly, dude. Swing, shout out to Swing, man. He said it was our Instagram DMs. I gave you my order number and said you would tell Chalk to have the lid. Oh yeah, dude. So Corpus, you got a chalk lid in your order. I'm like 99, probably 100% sure. Um, I'm like, you probably, the chocolate is in your order, dude. Don't even worry about that, man. Hold on a sec. For sure, dialed. And I mean, you can do that in the forest. You can do that by yourself in your backyard, you know. But those old churches in like Hungary and freaking the giant one in Germany, and there's a couple in Europe, or probably a lot more than that are like shocking. I don't even think we could rebuild them today if we even tried, man. Um, that's crazy, Cliff Diver. You got to say that again, Cliff Diver. What's going on? Vina, fueled by hate. Shout out to Relevant by Rebecca. She didn't expect to get a shout out, did she? Okay, guys. So we're talking about basically what's going on, which is, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Greenland, Mexico, Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba are all going to meet, and Greenland, Canada, US, are all going to be merged into one country. They are. They are. You're going to hear different reasons for it. You're going to hear different opposition and pro and con and against and for. It's going to happen. It's part of the process, which will eventually make enough people wake up to this deception, and then we will be free. But it's coming. And some are saying it's 2027 that Canada, and 2027 that Greenland. Greenland might be a bit sooner, will be a part of the United States. And this guy said, he asked smartly, why and how do you know? And I'll tell you exactly how I know that. Dude, I don't go out there and say, like, on January 17th, there's going to be like, I don't give you guys dates and give some crazy claim. But I can tell you that unless, and this is why I didn't put this caveat in this before, unless human freedom is totally restored and there's like mass global revolution, like right now, Greenland will be a part of the United States. Canada will be a part of the United States. Mexico will. Colombia, Venezuela, and Cuba will 100% be a part of the nuke. The nuke. I'm reading Solomon's message. The North American Union. It's absolutely going to happen. And so this isn't like fear mongering, yada, yada, yada. This is part of the plan. And if you know the plan, you will see the process that takes us towards that plan. And there's massive psyops going on between 20,000 years. I don't know about that, dude. It's happening. And I'm neither stoked nor not stoked about it. I'm just telling you that there's a plan. We're going to do a deep dive as to why and how that I know that, or what led me to, let's just say, think that. We're going to be discussing it. You guys are already Maple Hill. He knows. Mr. Pizza. He knows. Shit's going on. The world is not ending. Maybe one era is, but dude, this is not Q Talk. Tinfoil Timmy. Shout out to Tinfoil Timmy. I should put on my tinfoil hat right now, dude. Tinfoil hat on is properly affixed to my cranium. Now we can discuss further. Listen, we're doing a deep dive on this on my Rumble live stream channel because I do want to discuss fully with you guys. Like, I'm not trying to willy-nilly you, but I cannot fully discuss this on Instagram because I've gotten strikes in the past for just shooting the shit with you guys, having a good time. So if you have serious questions you want to discuss, we are on Rumble right now, which is free to download, free to watch, and free speech. It's at the link in my bio. And come watch, come hang out. I mean, I get it for people who love like 30-second dopamine hits from watching a video and like scrolling TikTok and whatnot. And I do want to hear from Tinfoil Timmy because I'm wondering where you're coming from. Like, tell me more about that. I'm curious. But that's exactly right. 5, you see me 100%, dude. So click the link in my bio that has a whatchamacallit, a link tree. The link tree goes to Rumble. Click the Rumble, come make an account. It takes 2 seconds. And then boom, bang, bing. You can comment and inquire, ask your questions that you guys have, and come hang out. Because really, if we are cool about freedom of speech and we want to hear the truth, you should have a Rumble account. I know you got a million accounts and all this and that. But Rumble, dude, like there's documentaries that are banned on YouTube, banned here, there, and the other, that you can watch on Rumble. Like, Rumble is chill. Okay. So anyway, hope to see you guys on my Rumble channel. We're streaming there right now. And it's at the link in my bio. Alternatively, you can comment the word Rumble on any one. Yes, of course. Bella Ooh says, can anyone do anything? Of course. We have the ultimate power, Baloo. I want Baloo to, that's my dog's name. Baloo, come on over. Baloo. In fact, where is Baloo? I think he's in here still. I'll show you my dog if you come to Rumble. Okay, we'll see you guys there. There we go. Is Blue still in here? Yeah, he is. He's just sleeping. Okay, hold on a sec. I'll take this hat off just because it actually heats up my head pretty good. Like tinfoil, I see why people put like potatoes in tinfoil and cook them, but you shouldn't. Tinfoil, man, you don't want to cook with it. You can maybe tent your food with tinfoil after, but you don't want to cook with it. Cliff diver, not really, dude, because I think that bill is more like, I don't really post about anything negative about mass immigration. I usually frame it as like, what do you guys think? Like, should we have 1 million more people here? Like, so I'm not really worried about that. But of course, like, that's horrible. It's the end of it's a total fucking agenda. Like, I don't think that's something that's beneficial or benevolent in the slightest. Because the way I had it explained to me was, hate is not a action. It is not a physical thing. It is not a action. Hate is a emotion. It's a feeling, or in other words, a thought. So a hate crime, unless there's a physical element that is actually a crime attached to it, just a hate crime by itself is really a thought crime. Of course, if you assault someone, they say, well, it was because they were a different color, blah, blah, then that can be considered a hate. I get that. When someone like in the UK, which is happening more than in Canada right now, makes like a tweet and says like, oh, like, you've seen some of their tweets or Facebook posts, and they just express their views, but they say that's a crime. Like, that's shocking, man. That's thought crime. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, Chalk28 brought up a great question. He said, seems like most Canadians are like frogs in boiling water. I mean, especially with this whole thing about anyone, I think genuinely, and again, I want to preface this by saying I love America more than many Americans, not more than any of you guys, because you guys are most of you Americans who love America and you're not brainwashed to hate America and its foundation and its founding fathers and everything like that. With that being said, I do think that it is a psyop to be rooting for America taking over Canada and Greenland and all these other countries. Not because imperialism is bad and spreading out your, conquesting is bad. That's not what I'm saying. But the fact is that I think you also know what I'm putting down, Chalk 28, with the notion that the plan to merge Greenland, Canada, Colombia, Venezuela, Cuba, Central America, and all those countries together has been a plan. Is it so far out that they would manufacture events, manufacture circumstances that would justify the control of all those countries under one umbrella, which is the predetermined plan, but they created the problem to be able to propose that solution to solve the problem. You see what I'm saying? It's not. That's what they do. It's the Hegelian dialectic. And the Venezuela taking it over to stop the cartel. Last I checked, Gary Webb wrote a book about who the real cartel is. So, it is very shocking, man. It is shocking. And many people are, other than really paying attention. And what do they say? It's easier to fool people than convince them that they've been fooled. You got, and you have to make a distinction here between critiquing things that are a part of an agenda and equating that to being anti-American. Like I can say it sucks that the different states are still adding fluoride to the water. That's not being anti-American. That's pro-American. I love America and Americans so much that I don't think they should be drinking this toxic chemical. Same with Canada. I wish we weren't drinking. Most of our country is also on fluoride. That's not anti-American to suggest that this is not the right fucking thing. This is not the best thing we can do. In fact, it's unfortunate and it's horrible. So and then I also find it interesting because one of the justifications for speeding up the AI race. So listen, there's a plan to have us governed by artificial intelligence. There's a plan to have us controlled by AI. And eventually it's the mark of the beast. It's injected into your wrist or your hand or your forehead, and you'll be connected to AI. Is their plan? I'm not saying it's going to happen. Now, I do find it interesting that one of the top guys in the White House says we have to create this law that basically says there are no laws for AI because we don't want to restrict our advancements in AI and lose the AI race to China. Okay, so it was being proposed as we don't want to lose this race with China. The justification for taking Greenland is that we don't want to lose Greenland to China or Russia. They're using false enemies, which I do believe are controlled by the same cult at the top. If the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. So I'm not saying everyone in the Russian government is like, I secretly work for like this same cult. I don't think that in the slightest. But there's a hidden hand that is influencing and manipulating all these things towards the end goal, which is full AI control. Probably 3 super states, maybe eventually 1, but definitely 3 super states. We got Oceania, we got the Asia one, and we got the Africa one, where it's 3 unions of countries, which is taking the power of the many and consolidating it into the hands of the few. That is what this North American Union thing is going on. That is why it's kind of cringe to be Canadians saying, I'm so stoked if America takes over, because then we get all these freedoms. I don't think that would happen. The plan is to take away everyone's freedoms, not give people more freedoms. I don't know any countries that are really just blossoming in all kinds of new freedoms right now. It's going the other way. And that's all a part of Agenda 21. So it is very interesting. The other thing is, during this moment right now, where we have information warfare, major chemtrail spraying, which is happening all over the place, dude. People have been taking pictures, sending me them, of insane amounts of chemtrails. I don't know if they're ramping something up. They want to make sure we have an extra dose of something in us. Keep in mind, every time they spray, it's not necessarily the same ingredients. It's not. Sometimes the spray that day is to modify the weather. Sometimes it's to get you an extra dose of graphene, nanobots, smart dust, it's called. You have to wonder. But I will say, during this pinnacle moment, information warfare, major spraying. I do think there has never been a more important time to be detoxing this stuff and boosting your brain function and your vitality and your endocrine function and more, which is why I'm stoked that right before this live, I got a call from Chalk. Chalk is the company you guys see me partnered with since 2019. They agreed to give away 5 bags. I guess now we're at 4 bags because someone just got one. 4 bags of the $100 organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, which is heavy metal tested. Cacao is known to, it's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. It stimulates stem cell production, which rejuvenates damaged cells and damaged tissue and boosts your vitality. And it's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. So we got pineal gland, we got stem cells. Also, it stimulates, that's what I meant to say, stimulates bliss chemicals, which is tryptophan, dopamine, and serotonin. So Chalk is giving away 4 more bags of the organic heirloom cacao. This is the way the deal works. We have, I just put in the chat the website to go to chalk.com. It's choq.com. Chalk is based in the United States. They have an all-American customer service team. They were founded in Texas. They ship out of Georgia. They are also at the top of Trustpilot with over 5,000 third-party verified 5-star reviews. So it is a legit thing. The way the deal works to get the free lit powder, shout out to all the new people, by the way, to Bella, to Revilo, and to fricking Crystal. Shout out to Crystal. She's paying attention. You guys all are. So the way the deal works is this. If you go to chalk.com, choq.com, and you look, the #1 supplement for men and women is the hot water purified shilajit, which Vladimir Putin must take because the Russian military secretly studied it for 40 years. Bruce Lee took it. Genghis Khan wrote about it. This is a superfood. It's an herbo-mineral compound. It's clinically studied. It's pro-fertile. It's a hormone optimizer. It's believed to decalcify the pineal gland. And it boosts natural energy massively. It is a superfood. And this is why, dude, I probably have said the word shilajit almost more in my life than definitely any of you guys. None of you have ever said the word shilajit as many times as me, because when I first started taking it and I experienced the benefits of it, I'm like, dude, this is the limitless pill. This is the pill from the movie Limitless. All of these benefits need to be shared. More people need to know about them. And I decided I can talk about quote unquote conspiracies all day, which I do feel important to discuss. And I do feel like it's important to reveal this deception. However, if everyone's walking around with a calcified pineal gland and they've got glyphosate and atrazine in them and they're eating McDonald's, like, I feel like it's a disservice to be like, hey, like Michelle Obama, and then just leave it at that, rather than, hey, here's a solution to, if you get to the bottom of the rabbit hole, all of these circle back to health. There's a reason that there's a plan to control the food supply, control what's going in the water, and massively, it's spiritual warfare. So that is absolutely imperative. Now, the shilajit is the main superfood at chalk.com, or one of the most popular ones. If you go to chalk.com, choq.com, and you add a male or female vitality stack to your cart, which, by the way, probably like 40 of you guys on here are already taking the shilajit, the Chad mode. Feel free to comment your experience briefly with one liner on the Chad mode and the shilajit if some of you on here are taking it. If you go to chalk.com and you add the male or female vitality stack to your cart, which is a combination of superfoods, the male stack has the Chalk Daily, the Tomcat, and the ashwagandha. I'll tell you about the ashwagandha. It's freaking shocking. The female stack has the shilajit, the ashwagandha, and the Irish moss. Keep in mind, all of Chalk's stuff is heavy metal tested and clinically studied, or certified organic. So it's either certified wild or certified organic, and a ton of them are clinically studied as well. And then if you add a male or female stack to your cart at chalk.com and you apply the discount code 44life, that's 44LIFE, that gives you a 44% off lifetime discount, which you can cancel or modify at any time. And automatically you're going to be receiving the free $100 bag of chocolate powder. So that's first come, first serve, though. We do have 4 left. So literally do not willy-nilly around this. Because the message that I just got from Chalk is that there's several people on the site, and a bunch of people have stuff in their cart as well. So if you're on the site, make sure you put that discount code 44LIFE. And look what Dialed said. He said, I heard shilajit is an ancient organic matter that was shoved deep underground during the last ice age, concentrating all the nutrients and minerals into one compound, fulvic and humic Dude, this guy actually is paying attention and freaking researching, man. It is pretty much that. Um, the main thing was that it's an herbo mineral compound that's apparently ancient plants and ancient minerals um, combined over thousands of years, but not more than 6,000 years. You know what I mean? So, but that is absolutely that's quite right, man. That is quite right. Shout out to Cliff, who said, or rather Bruce said, the Shilajit is life changing. Shout out to Bruce. I remember the day that you got your mail stack, dude. Shout out to that. And Cliff Diver said, commercials hire marketing teams to trick you into buying something you don't need. Chalk is legit. Shout out to Cliff Diver, dude. I appreciate that, man. I mean, look, and as Aloha Patriot says, he does wish that we would do um, merchandise and whatnot. But I figured the best thing is superfoods. Maybe eventually we did have some chalk shirts at one point, but I will say that I feel like telling you guys to get a shirt, like it is important. You should have wool or organic cotton. You should wear natural materials 100%. Um, However, I think that Shilajit would benefit all of us more than a new shirt per se. Like if I had to wear a polyester shirt all day and take Shilajit, or how do I word this? Let me think of this metaphor. All I'm saying is, I think that superfoods are imperative, man. And eventually changing your wardrobe to natural materials as well is badass for sure. Um, Shout out to Sweet Kiwi. Shout out to Vinny. What's up, Vinny? Dude, Vinny, let me ask you this, dude. Have you tried Shilajit before or the Chad mode? Because I should mention, just to quickly clarify again, CHOQ. I'm going to answer Balu as well. Shout out to Balu. Every time I say your name, Balu, my dog behind me lifts his head up. He's like, what? If you go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, add anything to your cart, but specifically the male or female vitality stack or the performance stack, which gets you the Chad mode, which I literally, like if you have 2 seconds, even if you hate superfoods for some reason, I use that word like lightly or like I don't use that word often. But even if for some reason you're not into superfoods, go look at the benefits of blue spirulina on the website, dude. Like I don't know, man. A couple bucks every few days added up is what it comes to eventually at the end of the month if you have a full blown stack from Chalk, which is a combination of superfoods. Freaking worth it, man, for those benefits. I've spent, you know how much money I spent on a bunch of foolish stuff in the past that hasn't benefited me much? This is an amazing investment. But remember, male stack, female vitality stack, or the performance stack at chalk.com. Apply the discount code 44life. That's 44LIFE. Do not pay full price when they're running that discount. Automatically you're going to receive a $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia in your order, and you will be absolutely stoked. And that's hold on a second. Someone just got a freaking male vitality stack. So congratulations to whoever just got the male vitality stack. And you are getting, whoever just ordered that, comment below so I can hype you up on what you just got. But you are receiving the $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia. So shout out to who just got the male stack, which means we literally have 3 left. Shout out to Elivise, who said, I can't wait to try this. Shout out to Elivise. Shout out to Vinny. And Mrs. Bellu said, do you take anything else besides chalk? Bellu, before chalk, I did take a bunch of different stuff. Vitamins over here, a couple different minerals over there. But what I found out is, and I want to answer Migo as well, all you really need is one solid mineral supplement that has bioavailable minerals. The reason for that is the human body is made of 102 minerals. We are supposed to be receiving in their bioavailable form 102 bioavailable minerals every single day. Even if today you are eating 100% organically, you're getting less than 10% of the full matrix of minerals. So you only really need one mineral supplement if it's got the full matrix of minerals and they're bioavailable. When you're getting the full matrix of minerals, you are also able to absorb more nutrients from the food you're already eating because every vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. And also, vitamins used to be called vital minerals because every vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. So it's very interesting. Let me do something real quick here with Vinny. Obviously, I don't know if he's like maybe drank a bit too much fluoride today or something like that, but let me just quickly pipe him down. I should let like Copper Rock or Swing or something become a like a moderator, and he'll just get it going here. But hold on a sec. Vin, we'll see you on the next live, dude. I muted you only for this live, so if you want to come to the next live and shut the front door and pipe it down and not be and be chill, then you're good, man. But anyways, the interesting thing though, to answer Mrs. Baloo, is that I used to take some mineral stuff and some vitamin stuff, but when you get high quality food or even mid quality food, but you're taking the shilajit, the Irish moss, the chalk minerals, the chocolate or the chad mode. Basically, once I started taking chalk, I stopped taking anything else. And it wasn't because like, oh, like I don't want to, I'm partnered with chalk. Like I don't want to tell people to take other stuff. That's not the case. It's that chalk supports, especially with the male or female stack, a consolidation of supplement regimens. So it consolidates, like a lot of people, once they get on the male or female stack, they're not willy-nillying around with buying vitamin A2 supplement and vitamin B7. Like, get a stack, full matrix of minerals, tons of compounds. And remember, too, 5,000 third party verified 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. Shout out to Migo. He said, "What are superfoods?" I'm new here. Dude, that is literally like without, I'm not like, dude, shout out to Migo. That is the cutest question I have ever heard, dude. I say that's cute because no, no homo, man, but I mean it's just like it's such a lovely question. It's enlivening to hear someone being like, "Hold on, like what are superfoods?" Meanwhile, in my head, like for me, it's been literally probably like 12 years that I'm like, "Yo, superfood, superfood, superfoods." Like it's been so much a part of my consciousness that to meet someone today who are like, "What's that?" It's like, "Bro, like I'm stoked for you, but where you been?" Like, but not that you shouldn't have been where you are, because we are all exactly where we are meant to be at this current moment. So Migo, a superfood is a some kind of food or thing or compound or material or herb, etc., that has like a insane amount of nutrients compared to like its volume. So for example, you can eat like a hamburger, organic bread, organic meat, everything like that is healthy. Like that is literally good for you. Ton of nutrients. But shilajit, like gram per gram, one capsule of shilajit has a supremely dense concentration. The Himalayas base camp, supremely dense concentration of bioavailable minerals, bioactive compounds, um, chroma proteins, which are these things. I'm not a scientist, dude, but basically in shilajit there are chroma proteins, which are something that are super good for your DNA and your brain function, basically. And so one of the clinical studies on the shilajit, and whether it has to do with the chroma proteins or something else, is that it stimulates the production of new brain cells. You may have heard me mention that before. The chalk shilajit, CHOQ shilajit, which Mrs. Bellew is asking about, is so here's the thing. The vast majority of the shilajit you guys have likely seen or perhaps even taken before is the tar resin, which is minimum 20 to 30% water. Exactly, Tony, is usually the tar resin, 20 to 30% water, which means significantly diluted. Shilajit in its natural form is solid. So to get it into a tar resin, it's got to be diluted with water. It's interesting that they call that on Amazon a concentrate, though. It's kind of cringe. Gummy form definitely isn't the best. It's funny you asked that, Baloo, because if you go to, I just put in the chat, you guys can click chalk.com. They actually have an article on their blog section about the problem with gummy form shilajit and even gummy form ashwagandha. It's not ideal. There's a bunch of fillers. It's not the way to do it. If you're looking for true benefits, pure potency, and like clinically studied stuff, it's the hot water purified shilajit from Chalk. When Chalk started, they said, "Where are we going to get like the legit shilajit?" Because you can buy a freaking barrel of shilajit from like India for pennies on the dollar. But to get a actually high quality, high purity, and high potency shilajit is literally rare. It is extremely rare. So that's what Chalk has with the shilajit. It's hot water purified, and then it's clinically studied, and it is in capsule form, non-GMO veggie caps. I wanted to also answer Asher. Asher, you said something way up in the chat about a stack, like a max stack or something. Can you re-ask that question, because it's super buried, and I do want to answer it. I don't want to leave you hanging. But yeah, let me know what that question was. And then Basecamp said, "Where's the chalk shilajit from?" The chalk shilajit is from the Himalayan mountains. I think above like 2,000 feet in elevation, something like that. Baloo said, I know, I do not recommend the gummies. Okay, true. Is that what? Yeah, because you did say gummy form. Yeah, isn't the best. I guess when I was leaned back, that might have been. I saw you. You might have asked about gummy form, but yeah, gummy form is not the best. Absolutely. Shout out to Baloo. I don't need to explain to you. Gummies have citric acid. No good. No shit, Sonny. Exactly. That's the other problem with it. That's very unfortunate. Um, it's very very shocking, man. It is indeed that they put that stuff in there. Citric acid, probably aborted fetal cells as well. um, Shout out to Ember who said exactly one place all needs met. That's stoked. That is one of the things that I'm stoked about Chalk with is that it consolidates your supplement regimen. Um, okay, hold on a sec. Someone just got a performance stack. Someone just went to chalk.com. I'm 100%. If you just got the stack, see, here's the thing. Half the time I tell you guys, yo, someone just bought a stack. You don't really hear from the chat. And I know someone messaged me before and said, how come, like, who ordered? Like, are you just kind of willy-nillying it? Someone did just order a performance stack actually 3 minutes ago, but I don't think they have an account on Rumble yet, or else they would be commenting, yo, I just got a stack. So shout out to whoever just got the performance stack, which has the Chad mode in it. I do encourage everyone to make a Rumble account, by the way, so that you can make an account, you can turn on live notifications, and then you'll be able to comment as well. But shout out to who just got the performance stack, which is the Chad mode. The Action 2.0, which is the number one supplement I have my dad taking because it's the optimal for heart function, heart health, blood function, and whatnot. It's super freaking good for you. I love the Action. It's got beetroot extract in it. It's got the rhodiola rosea in it. Super good for your hormones and your brain function. And then the third one in the performance stack is the Tomcat 100, which, as I mentioned, 100 to 1 extract of wild crafted Tomcat Ali, which massively boosts free testosterone 87% in 21 days, plus sperm count and sperm motility. So listen, whoever just got the performance stack, congratulations. If you go to, so he got the free chocolate powder included in his order, which means we have 3 more bags of organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, to include in people's orders. If you go to chalk.com, CHOQ.com, and you add a male or a female or a performance stack to your cart, which is a combination of superfoods, and you add the subscription to your cart, and you apply the discount 44 life, 44 LIFE, you get a lifetime 44% off discount. You can cancel or modify your subscription at any time. And automatically, if you're one of the next 3 people, you're getting the $100 bag of the lit powder. So that is first come, first serve, though. And apparently a bunch of people are on the site right now. So literally do not willy-nilly around. Quickly go place your order with that code, and then you will get the freebie. Revilo said, does anyone know if you can get Chalk Shilajit online orders past the Australia-New Zealand government customs border? Yes. Dude, we ship Revilo. That's a good question, man. If you were in Spain or Greece or Mexico, no, Chalk cannot ship to you. We ship to New Zealand and Australia all the time. Even though Australia is trying to ban this, that, and the other, they currently have pretty chill. Like we get in a ton of people subscribe to Chalk from Australia, man. So very good question. And Revilo, if you have any like specific questions, you can either ask them here or on the live chat on the Chalk website, choq.com. Oh wow, that's crazy. Asher said that he got Asher got his buddy at work to order a max stack after sharing Chad with him for a few days. Wow, dude, that's freaking awesome, man. Absolutely amazing, dude. So he's obviously a good friend if he takes your word for it. Well, he tasted it, I guess, so he knows. Like, yeah, tastes pretty good. But I guess you hyped him up. Actually, that's freaking awesome, dude. That's interesting. Swing, because I can't remember the last time I had a headache, but I will do the salt trick if I had a headache. But I also know in regards to Copper Rock, talking about he's wondering if Celtic sea salt has lead or something. Dude, they say like everything has lead, this, that, or the other, but I wouldn't worry if I were you, Copper. I don't think you're worried because clearly the way you said it, you're like, you haven't really studied too much into it, but you're not sure. I don't even know if it's worth, like, I guess we should find out what salt is the absolute worst. I think the iodized salt is obviously not ideal and whatnot, but we're taking chalk, dude. Copper Rock, you take Chad mode, you're drinking the lit powder. You got nothing to worry about. Same thing with Swing, the salt. Tony said, go with Shilajit from chalk. I've been using it for years and it's amazing. Guys, Tony Westbrook, by the way, like, he's not some spring chicken. Like, he worked at SpaceX and he has been to space. Like, he actually went through the firmament and everything. He'll tell you about it. It is actually shocking, man. No, I'm just kidding. He never went through the firmament because you don't really get through that, man. Um, yeah, exactly, exactly. Ask Shane about the Amazon supplement scandal. Oh, sorry, Baloo. I will answer your chemtrail question. Um, Cliff Diver said, ask Shane about the Amazon supplement scandal. This one was shocking, but basically and by the way, this is the last call on the free bags of lit. We probably got like 20 minutes left on this deal. Chalk activated till around 11:10 Eastern Standard Time. So we probably have, like, this is, if you're on the site, quickly go to choq.com. I put it in the chat. Apply that discount code 44life, 44% off lifetime discount. Add the male or female vitality stack, which is a combination of superfoods, to your cart. Apply the discount code 44life on the subscription, and you're getting a free $100 bag of chocolate if you're one of the next 3 people. Now, the Amazon supplement scandal is that the number 1 rated, whatchamacallit, prenatal on Amazon was exposed and found to literally be unknown origins, no certifications, no lab tests, no nothing. No one knows where it's coming from. No one knows what it is. Nothing. And that was the number 1 prenatal sold on Amazon. And I did a whole video on it. So it had tens of thousands of orders in the last few months or the last 30 days, it said on it. And when they dug into where it's coming from and what it is, there's no information. And it's not from the United States, even though it said on it, made in the USA. So you got to watch out for that. Shout out to Cliff, man, who remembers that. Baloo said, can we get more information about chemtrails? Yes. I mean, it is shocking, though, man. Like, yes, we ship to Germany all the time, Migo. But the chemtrail action is, it's a deep dive. Like, we should start that, actually, this discussion. We'll do a deep dive on it. Corpus said, Shane, you're an inspiration. Thank you, Corpus. Dude, Corpus, please, man. I'm just picking up what I'm putting down. Like, I'm just trying to freaking give her, man. I appreciate that, dude. Are any of us permitted to become a Chalk affiliate with our favorite products and promote it? Corpus, of course, dude. I'm not hoarding this from you guys. DM me, Corpus. I'll hook you up, man. Baloo said, I don't know what's going on. I get it's a lot of heavy metals and toxic things, but I'm not too sure why they're doing this. Baloo, it's because Corpus laughed at the firmament thing. Baloo, it's because, let's just say there's a plan to change our weather, to change our DNA, to change our biology. It's called terraforming. It's not human. It's AI behind it. It's the archons. It's transhumanistic. When you control at the first level, there's many layers to an onion. This is how it was described to me. There's many layers to an onion. When you look at chemtrails, there's many layers to the onion. There's many reasons why they're doing it. One reason is weather control. Another reason is food control. Another reason is people control. Another reason is fill us up with heavy metals and then use the cell towers frequencies to alter our vibrational frequency. And there's like 6 different documentaries where I learned a bunch of this, and then I studied it for years from some of the whistleblowers. Some of the there was a German scientist actually who blew the whistle on it. And honestly, don't like go to bed tonight being like, oh shit, this is like freaky. Instead, think about how you are so powerful. That they want you day one to be born drinking fluoride, eating GMOs, exposed to pesticides, blah, 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 because you're so powerful that if you weren't exposed to all that, we'd be uncontrollable. So just know this assault on us is because we are so powerful and so you know, powerful, really. I mean, it's just shocking. So, and also it's important to, that should remind us of the importance of decalcifying our pineal glands with the shilajit, with the ashwagandha, with the Irish moss, with the chocolate powder, boosting our vitality, getting this crazy freaking stuff out of us. It is a biblical thing, man. It is the time that changes times, man. Like the reality we're in right now has never before been a thing. And it is shocking, man. It really is. Cliff Diver said, like, what I mean is we're coming to a precipice here where either we're going to be merged with AI and they're going to try to pull some stuff, or we become 100% free and the best, beautiful situation on earth ever comes to fruition. You know, that's the split in the fork in the road that we're at. Cliff said the initials strontium, barium, and aluminum spell Saint Baal or Saint Baal, which is a ancient demon guy. I know, dude. Is that freaking shocking, man? Window guy said, "What did I just walk into, dude? I don't know, man. Maybe you walked into a window, dude." No chemtrails here in Australia, New Zealand at the moment, but they are modifying the weather with frequency waves 100%. But not many of us down here are getting sick at the moment. That's because you guys got the ocean around you blowing nice, fresh, negative ions at you guys. This is why they put 1 million cell towers on the side of California next to the ocean to try to disrupt the negative ions that would be blowing from that ocean into Los Angeles, San Diego, everything. The vibrational frequency of negative ions coming off of that ocean would be like uncontrollable how high vibe it would be for the people, which is why they especially try to bring down California and frequency them and chemtrail them and all that. California, because of its location, is especially a threat because if all of a sudden the cell towers shut down and they stopped chemtrailing them, the negative ions and just the vibes of that like vortex on Earth or whatever it is, there's some energy there, shit would change big time, dude. Plus, you have the Californians who do, at least the old stock, like Sunny on here, has that vibe of you can't tell me what to do, you know, which is how it used to be anyway. Remember too, Sunny actually designed the Orange County flag um, for in 1968 in her grade 11 class. So if you guys live in Orange County, um, Mrs. Sunny on the live here, she designed your guys' flag. Um, Someone just ordered a female vitality stack. So if you're the female who ordered the stack, or if you're the male who ordered it for your dear wife, or maybe mom or auntie or grandma or something, shout out to lovely whoever just got the female vitality stack at chalk.com. I just put the link to the chat in the chat rather. That's choq.com. Whoever just got the female stack, you're getting the free $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia, the chocolate powder, which you can, which is going to be included in your order. You're not going to see it on the order form, but it's getting placed in the box when it's packed up. But that means you are getting the shilajit, the ashwagandha, and pretend I'm holding an Irish moss right here. That's what the female stack is. Hot water purified shilajit, clinically studied, hormone optimizer, fertility booster, super detoxing. The ashwagandha, 1,000 times better sleep while you're taking it. Hormone optimizer, fertility booster, way better mood and focus as well. We got clinical studies. And then the Irish moss, which has the full matrix of minerals. It is a total superfood. And it also, those minerals actually increase nutrient absorption, like I said, because every single vitamin requires a mineral to activate it. And you do want to be making sure you're getting the full matrix of minerals. Minerals are the spark plugs of the natural world, basically. So if you're on the fence, this is literally the last call. Go to chalk.com, choq.com. If you get a male vitality stack or a female vitality stack subscription, you put it in your cart and then you apply the discount coupon code 44life, that's 44LIFE, and you place your order on the live. We have, is that 2 left now? Yeah, we got someone got a male stack, a performance stack, and then someone just got a female stack. You are getting the next two people then are getting a $100 bag of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia included in your order automatically. And we needed to keep discussing because this is shocking, but this is literally basically the last call because we're shutting down the deal imminently. Shout out to Sunny who said, "I love that you're proud of me!" Exclamation mark. For some reason, your emojis came up as text, but that is freaking awesome, Sunny. Sunny, that is so cool. Like that is such a thing that you don't really necessarily think of who designed what flag. To know that you had such a part of this amazing history of Orange County is freaking cool, Sonny. It is really awesome. Um, yeah, exactly. Elivise said to control the masses and keep us sleeping. That's part of it for sure, Elivise. 100%. That is part of it. Um, it is interesting for sure. Well, I remember the other day when we had like a massive amount of something happened in Brisbane, Australia, where there was a whatchamacallit, heavy spray day and then rolling clouds in the sky that looked totally fake. And it's because they were fake. But like the weird thing was, videos of that sky went viral all over the place. And, but all from the same city, the same day. And, yeah, man, that was major weather modification. You know what I mean? Um, Martha, or sorry, Mary said, "What should my 9-year-old son be taking safely to detox?" I like how you made sure to say safely because it's like, oh, make him do a fast. Can you imagine? It's like, don't feed him for 7 days. No, no. Mary, so what I recommend is obviously he's probably bare feet all the time anyway, but literally bare feet, the negative ions you get from bare feet on the ground itself is so powerful, right? So, but he probably does that anyway. I do recommend because I'm not going to tell you like chalk supplements and whatnot are designated for those who are 18 and up, right? Like they're for adults. We can't be marketing to children, right? So chalk supplements are for healthy adults to support vitality and support health and hormones and everything. So the some detox for 9-year-olds, I would say, would be bare feet on the ground, really high quality spring water, which is the main thing almost that we should all be figuring out is a super high quality source of water. Like, what water are we drinking? So, a quick, like, 40 seconds on that. I do recommend the website findaspring.org to locate a physical spring and fill up jugs of natural spring water that's clean and pure. If you can't do that, reverse osmosis or distilled water. But you do have to either add minerals to that water or take minerals with that water. So if you're taking the shilajit or the Irish moss or the chalk minerals, you're getting the minerals. But if you're drinking water that's coming from a reverse osmosis or distilled, then technically it's dead water and it's an unstable ion or unstable molecule, and like it can be detrimental. It's probably better than tap water, but you do need to remineralize water that has nothing in it, which is RO and distilled. So, anyways, get him good water. um, Healthy organic foods is freaking detoxing. If you live anywhere near hot springs that are not turned into an approved facility, which is like I went to a hot spring once that I thought was a um like a hot spring in the forest, but it had turned into like uh, an actual kind of attraction. And in order for a business to have people swim in a pool, they legally have to add chlorine and shit to the water. So it's not a real spring. But if you can go to a hot spring, like bathing in a hot spring is like super volcanic activity. It's minerals. It's detoxing. That's another thing. Activated charcoal and bentonite clay for a 9-year-old. It's smooth. You could put a little. People take them. You put a little bit in your water, whatever. He chugs it. There's no taste, and that's good for healthy detox as well. Though I don't know what really he's detoxing. Is he a 9-year-old on a conventional diet for 9 years, or are we talking like just in general? But yeah, and cilantro apparently is really detoxing as well. Um, there's healthy foods, and then there's also healthy sun, no sunscreen, no sunglasses, etc. But those are my first few thoughts, Mrs. Mary. Let me know your thoughts. Sunny said, I just worked really hard all day cleaning and laundry as a realtor was coming to look at my property, but she had to reschedule. Well, at least you got a head start there, Sunny. At least you got a head start. Sunny, did you know that a realtor is actually a registered trademark of, like, not every real estate agent is a realtor. Only a realtor is someone with realty.com. Like it's actually a brand, eh? Did you know that? Shout out to Revilo, man. Mary said from the air and shedding. Okay, so Mary is obviously paying attention. Yeah, exactly. So Mary, detox. You do know that apparently when you detox yourself, um, and you upgrade your DNA, that you technically are upgrading the DNA 7 generations back and 7 generations ahead. And when I first heard that, I thought it was kind of crazy. But then I heard the same thing from a totally different source on a totally other end of the spectrum, where there's some type of spiritual thing. Apparently, it's in the ringing cedars of Russia, I believe. But there's some type of, because energy knows no distance, and because our DNA is light codes, and light is like lightning speed, light speed, and time doesn't really exist, and this whole reality that we're in right now, like upgrading yourself literally expands and upgrades those all around you. So Mary, by you yourself even detoxing and boosting your DNA, you literally are boosting your son's DNA and your son's vitality and frequency just by you doing that. And that's not even a, like, that is literally true. So any of you who are, this is why it's so impactful by making a single change in your own life, is that you are affecting all those around you and all of those related to you, which is shocking. Um, but guys, I wanted to mention, so make sure your live notifications are on if you're watching right now, so that if we're live again, when we're live again, you get notified immediately and you don't have to rely on me going live on Instagram to know that I'm live on Rumble, because that's the whole point of Rumble, is to try to be a separate thing, not need Instagram in case we get deleted again, which cost us a shitload of money to get my account back. But anyways, so make sure your live notifications are on. If you are on the website right now, which is choq.com, chalk.com, we have a couple more bags left of the organic heirloom cacao from Bolivia to include in people's orders for free. $100 value. Okay, Mary, I'm going to I'll message you on like Twitter or something, Mary. Um, I really appreciate you, Mary. Shout out to Mary. I'm going to answer you in full, more detail, but there's some limitations even on Rumble. I'll explain. But if you guys go to anyone else on the fence who's at chalk.com right now, if you go to chalk.com, choq.com, and you put a male vitality stack or a female vitality stack or a performance stack in your cart, which is which contains the Chad mode that has the blue spirulina, the organic caffeine, fermented L-citrulline, organic tart cherry powder, and organic lemon juice powder in it. It's super detoxing. It's freaking delicious. You'll absolutely love it. If you get a stack, which is a combination of superfoods, and you apply the discount code 44life, that's 44LIFE, you get a 44% off lifetime discount, and you get the free bag of chocolate powder included in your order. So this is the last call. If you order before midnight, like we're gonna end the live here, but if you order before midnight, you're getting that free bag included in your order. So DM me, guys, if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the next live. We have a lot to discuss. A lot could happen over the weekend with Iran, by the way. It is freaking shocking. So make sure your live notifications are on here so you catch the next one. It may be breaking, shocking news. I love you all. Thank you all for joining. Balu, I want to answer you more as well. DM me on Instagram, or I'll see you on the next live. And thank you all. Have a good night, and we will see you on the next one. All right.